host to the Women's College World Series for a 9th straight year. Patty Gasso's team has won 17 straight games in the Super Regional rounds. Good battle by Giles. Fouls it off, we'll do the 3-2 again.
Pretty heads up by the fans too. They immediately looked up because it hit the top and came straight back down.
Gotta be heads up when it comes off that overhand. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Two on for Alabama with 1 out in the second. The Women's College World Series returning to where else? Oklahoma City. The action starts Thursday at noon Eastern Time. You'll see it live on ESPN. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Texas Tech will be in Oklahoma City. It looked like South Carolina was going to be in Oklahoma City until about 20 minutes ago before that wild comeback by UCLA. The walk-off win for the Bruins, forcing a Game 3 tomorrow in Columbia.
And Jordan Woolard said not today. Her 23rd home run on the season. The Bruins win that one in walk-off fashion. They ended up scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to keep their season alive.
Pitching coach Jen Rocha heading out to talk to Deal. 2 down. First strikeout for Deal.
And it's another big out in this Super Regional for the Oklahoma pitching staff with Alabama runners in scoring position. She goes upstairs with this rise ball, and Abby Ducher just swings well underneath that pitch. What a time for the first strikeout on the afternoon for Kirsten Deal.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Larissa Pruitt. Takes ball 1. Pruitt was 1 for 3 on Friday. Could have been 2 for 3, but she was robbed of a hit in the 7th inning on a fine defensive play by Hannah Core in center field. 3 for 11 in the NCAA tournament. In the dirt, blocked by Emmerling, 2-0.
Really nice job by Emmerling back behind the plate too, because you know Alabama's a team.
See where that ball ended up, and that's a poke. 285.
Yes, that's a good shot out there to right field. One of those swings too where you just know it off the bat, you know it's out of the ballpark, but then to see just the distance that home run traveled, just kept going and going and going. Even fans turned around to watch it land on that back fence beyond the stands.
That's chopped to second. Backing up on it is Heavlin, and Parker is retired. 1 down here in the 3rd inning. So good job by Riley to retire the leadoff. Last inning, the leadoff hitter walked for Oklahoma, and that was costly because Alabama has to play clean in the field. They have to find timely hits, still looking for that, and they cannot issue free passes. Those are the 3 must-haves for Alabama to walk out of Norman and head up the road to Oklahoma City.
And to your point too, it was those 2 free passes that ended up coming around to hurt Bama in the 2nd inning. Caitlin Riley with that first ground out, going back to that drop ball, goes back to the drop ball again. First pitch to Sydney Barker.
Two 2-0 to Barker, who grounded out in the first, brings a 6-game hitting streak into Game 2 of the Super Regional. 8 for 17 during that stretch. Basically, she has hit her way into the lineup. Patty Gasso has been looking for ways to get her more involved, and this is why. Hard hit ball off the glove of Hawkins, and it's another hit for the freshman.
Sydney Barker in that at-bat only saw drop balls out of the hand of Caitlin Riley. Look at where Saylin Hawkins, the shortstop, is playing. She's playing more in that 5-6 hole, anticipating that Sydney Barker is going to come around and try to pull that drop ball to the left side. Instead, she keeps her hands inside of that ball long enough to drive it back up the middle past the diving glove of Hawkins.
Ball one to Gabby Garcia, who grounded out her first time. Garcia with 18 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Takes the ball, it's 2-0.
Pitching coach Lance McMahon for Alabama coming out to have a quick conversation after this count goes to 2-0 to Gabby Garcia. Pretty interesting too. I know we're just two batters here into the third inning, but it seems like they've gone away from that off-speed pitch, throwing more of that heavy drop ball down in the zone. That's a pitch that she's had a ton of success with, along with that changeup, just continuing to be able to mix speeds throughout the ball game.
Also reminding her of what worked against Oklahoma in Tuscaloosa in the regular season when Riley went 13 2/3, gave up just 1 run, and that included a complete game, 8-inning win in the series finale, and she struck out 5. It's a little different when you're pitching as a member of the Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa compared to pitching in Norman, Oklahoma.
Almost probably feels the exact opposite, right? The fans have been loud and they have been dancing since the start of yesterday's ball game.
Hammered to right. It is out of here.
Gabby Garcia, the freshman shortstop for Oklahoma, with her 19th home run on the season. She gets herself into a good 2-0 hitter's count. She has a plan. She has a specific pitch that she wants to go after in this count, and she gets it. It's a hard drop ball in on the hands, but look at how quick her hands are moving through the zone. Able to turn on that one and drive that line drive shot out of the ballpark.
Garcia does it again. Hit it hard, 76 miles per hour on the exit velo. Didn't get very far above the turf here at Loves Field and got out in a hurry for home run number 19. We told the story about Gabby yesterday when we talked to her this week. Growing up, she just loved defense, and she came to Alabama thinking she'd be a defensive player. No idea that she would turn into a power hitter. She thought she'd be a table setter for this Oklahoma team, and she sets the table, but she knows how to clear the table.
And she said her swing is almost completely revamped from what it looked like when she came into the program in August, has just unlocked the power within her swing. 19 home runs as just a freshman. And it speaks volumes, too, when she's batting in the 4 spot for this lineup.
And the thing she had to work on, according to her teammates, was she had to slow down her home run trot. I mean, when you're going to hit 19 home runs, you don't sprint. You know, you gotta put it down into a lower gear and take your time. That's inside. Misses for ball 4 to McEnroe Marinas. And she's aboard with 1 down here in the third. And I think this might be a change here for Alabama in the circle. Garcia takes the home run lead back from Pickering.
Almost seems like it's a little bit of a battle between Garcia and Pickering for the top spot for home runs for Oklahoma, but just so much power in this Oklahoma lineup. But when you're able to get on base with those free passes, to have the bats in the middle of your order to capitalize, that's where Oklahoma's thrived this year.
So yesterday's starter for Alabama, who pitched very well, Jocelyn Brisky, coming on in relief for Alabama. Oklahoma on top by 3.
All the momentum for Oklahoma right now coming off of the bat of the freshman Gabby Garcia. Home run number 19, and the Sooners have the 3-0 lead. Down on the gas pedal for Oklahoma's offense. This is a 68-mile-per-hour drop ball, and you can see Sydney Sanders, the way she's able to keep her hands back behind that drop ball. That's what allows her to use her lower half to drive it with authority into that right center gap.
Ball 1 to Akbayani, who grounded to second in the second. Sanders getting her first hit of the NCAA tournament. Akbayani lays down a beautiful bunt. No play for Alabama. 4-0 Oklahoma. Long ball, small ball, they can do it all.
You're seeing the execution, one batter after another. Nelly McEnroe-Marinos over there at third base, taken off, squeeze bunt here, laid down perfectly. A bit of miscommunication, too, between Marlee Giles and Abby Ducher. Abby Ducher was thinking she was going to try to get that out at the plate. Marlee Giles was trying to tell her to get the out over at first. Because of that, no play is made, everybody is safe, and another run comes across for Oklahoma.
Here is Emmerling. Big cut for strike one. Pinch runner for Oklahoma, Cheney Helton running for Sanders. On a one, looking to pick Helton off his second. Ball bounces out to the grass, but backed up by Vandegrift. Emmerling walked in the second inning. And now Patrick Murphy heads out to talk to Brisky in his infield.
And this is all about just trying to slow the game down. You can feel the game speeding up for Alabama, even on that last throw down to second base. I like the aggressiveness, but when the throw's down in the dirt, it kind of ricochets down to center field. And all of a sudden, that was another opportunity where maybe Oklahoma could have tried to advance to 60 feet. I think it was smart for Helton to go ahead and stay put at second base, but those little miscues, the miscommunication on the bunt, the play before, that ball going into the outfield, Coach Patrick Murphy's coming out just to settle things down, to slow things down for his defense.
Solid shot to left, cut off by Johnson. One run is in. Agbayani heads to third. Another run scores for the Sooners. That's four this inning. 5-0 Oklahoma.
Since Jocelyn Brisky's come into this ball game, the Oklahoma batters are hunting that drop ball. That's the pitch that they're going after, and Isabella Emmerling does a nice job of dropping the barrel underneath and hits a hard line drive out into the gap to score another run. You can imagine here, if you're Jocelyn Brisky, you got to try to throw more and more of those rise balls, even some curve balls, just to show them something different, because they are sitting right on that drop ball. When they see it, they're going after it.
Parker grounded out to start the inning, but then a single by Barker, two-run home run by Garcia, a walk to McEnroe-Marinos, a single by Sanders, the bunt single by Agbayani, the RBI single by Emmerling, who is replaced by a pinch runner, Tia Malloy. As Oklahoma in front, 5-0 here in the third. One to Abigail Dayton, who singled in the first run of the game. And then taking second is Malloy. Oklahoma keeping the pressure on in more ways than one right now.
Smile on Abigail Dayton's face up in the batter's box. Bit of a delayed steal. This is another example of the game speeding up again. Jocelyn Brisky, when she gets that ball back in the circle, just turns around, walks towards the back of the circle, and that's where Tia Malloy decides to take off and get to second base.
That's a strike to Emmerling. It's 1-1.
Infield defense playing up, trying to see if they can cut down that run on an infield ground ball. Abigail Dayton will do a couple of different things from the left side too. Even in this game, we've seen her walk through the box to slap. She will swing away. I'd imagine in this situation, she's going to stand up there and swing away with two runners in scoring position.
Foul fouls off the 2-1. 2-2 to the junior center fielder, who is 5 for 7 in the NCAA tournament. Waits on the pitch, solid single to center. Here's one run, and here's a second run. 2 more for the Sooners, and they're blowing it open here at Lowe's.
Looked like Jocelyn Brisky trying to bring in a little bit of an off-speed pitch, and you can see Abby Dayton how she sinks into that front side. That corrects her timing just enough to be on time for that 61-mile-per-hour pitch to drive it right back up the middle and bring across another Sooner run. What a phenomenal season that Callie Hadland has had, too, in her senior year.
Home run was her 15th of the season. She takes ball 1. Evelyn walked in the first, homered in the third. 5 for 10 in the NCAA tournament with a couple of homers. 2-0. Spun in for a strike, it's 2-1.
And a freshman for Oklahoma getting some super regional experience too, coming into this ball game, trying to shut the door.
Evelyn comes through again. Base hit for the senior. She's 2 for 2 today.
Lowry tries to come back with that off-speed pitch, 56 miles per hour on the outside part of the plate, and Evelyn is ready for it. Got to be so many emotions too when you're standing in the batter's box, knowing that your team is down to 2 outs, down big in this ball game, and she's still able to come through. Just shows you the leadership that she has brought to this program.
Just give you an idea of the struggle for Alabama at the plate against Oklahoma. That's the first time in these 2 games they've had back-to-back hits. That hit by Hedlund was the first hit for Alabama with runners on base. They are 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position, 1 for 14 with runners on base after that Hedlund base hit. Alexis Papillo. 2-0.
I think those numbers too speak a lot to the job that you've seen from the Oklahoma pitching staff, settling in when Alabama gets any momentum, settling in when there are runners on the base paths.
There's a strike, it's 2-1. Little squib left side, tough play on the first. McEnroe Marias ends it with a strong play. The 4-time defending champions will defend their title in OKC. Oklahoma wins the Norman Super Regional.
Tonight's Capital One rewarding performance going to the freshman, the shortstop for this Oklahoma team. Not 1, but 2 home runs in today's ball game. She has stepped up big in the biggest moments for this team, a team that has a lot of freshmen, a lot of young players, a lot of new faces coming into this season, a lot of unknowns for the Oklahoma Sooners. But the one thing that this Oklahoma program is familiar with, the one thing that they do know how to do, and that is win and get to the Women's College World Series. And this 2025 team is advancing yet again to the World Series.
Remarkably, they have won 18 in a row in the Super Regional round. And for the 9th straight year, they are heading to the Women's College World Series up in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma knocks off Alabama, final score of 13-2 in 5 innings. Been a pleasure to be with you here at Lunch Field. For our producer, Caitlin Urquhart, Madison Shipman, been a pleasure working with you all year long. We appreciate all you've done and have a great time in OKC.
Thank you.
I'm Eric Freed saying so long from Norman. Let's get you to Knoxville.